President William Ruto is almost running mad. This after a dangerous video emerged from Saboti constituency of thousands of people, thousands of constituents who were thronging around along the roads towards the polling center, whereby they were going to register in the initiative known as Tuko Kadi. So they were headed to Town Hall polling station, whereby they wanted to be registered. It's something that has gotten Ruto off guard, because they never imagined such a movement of the Gen Z could, bring that kind of tension in Statehouse. Now, this movement is enabling many Gen Z youths, many Gen Zs to register as voters. And this one is gonna change the political matrix in Kenya, because whatever plans they had initially, they were determined by the number of votes per certain region, per certain community. But that one, right now, it's changing. You could see how the people of Saboti constituency had the gusto, they had the vigor. They wanted to register as voters. And Tuko Kadi initiative, in as much as William Ruto and the UDA camp wanted to take over, they wanted to joyride in the movement itself is for the youths who don't want William Ruto to be on that seat. And therefore, if this initiative is taking momentum the way it is doing, that means William Ruto is in trouble. Number two, we know that perhaps the Luhya community, according to 2022 statistics, they had about 2.6 registered voters. But right now, because of the emergency of the Gen Z, that number may be bigger than what they are doing than what the Ruto camp is thinking. That number may be more than even 3 million, maybe more than even 4 million. Therefore, this one has destroyed the plan. It has destroyed whatever William Ruto has been strategizing, and that is why he is so bitter. That is why he is so mad in Statehouse, because this one is gonna make him one term. And that's why we usually say that one-term movement, or rather Ruto being a one-term president, is something that you can't evade. Because when I'm looking at the numbers of people who are following the Saboti Member of Parliament as he led the initiative, going to Kitale, going there to register as voters, you can know that things are changing in Kenya, and now Kenyans want a change. Life has been so difficult in Kenya, and the youths from the 2024 demonstrations were so clear. They don't want William Ruto to be the next president, to hold the next the second term in Statehouse. They want to change. They want a change. They want to send him away. And I remember the Gen Zs have been saying that in as much as William Ruto wants to ride on the movement Tuko Kadi is another phrase of one term, is another phrase of Ruto must go. And that is why the people closer to William Ruto are now panicking. The people know that if the Gen Z, if the movement Tuko Kadi makes Gen Z, all the Gen Z in Kenya register as voters, it will be so easier for William Ruto to go home. It will be so easier for William Ruto to be a one-term president. When you listen to the Gen Z, how they are saying, how they are planning, they say that the older people, their mothers, their fathers, are the one who have been betraying the young generation. And William Ruto and his people, they were so confident that Gen Z have no votes. They were so confident. And a Gen Z is someone you can give your money. He or she will eat your money and will never vote for you, because number one, they are enlightened. Number two, they want a change. Number 3, they know what they are doing. You know, with the older generation, the kind of mothers and our mothers and our fathers, those people, they can be given 500 to vote for a silly politician, a useless fellow, because he or she gave her 200 or 100 shillings. That one has changed. Right now, Gen Z, they want someone who can, someone who can resonate with the youth, someone who understands the plight of a common mwananchi. If there is a group of people who are well learned right now, the Gen Zs. If there is a group of people who know what they are doing right now, is the Gen Zs. If you look at the political analysts, many of those people who speak politics until you unadhani ni mtu ambaye alizaliwa kitambo, are the Gen Zs. And this is why William Ruto is going mad. Hesabu zao walikuwa amepiga is like now wataanza tena vizuri. He's going back to the drawing board. Now tell me, kama alikuwa amesema kwamba the Luhya nation iko na 2.6 votes for example, tuseme the Gusii nation iko na 1.3 according to statistics and data from the 2022 registry. Yeah, but now sasa hivi venye the Gen Z wamekuja na hii movement tukukadi, you realize that many Gen Zs are coming forward to register as voters. And now William Ruto ameshindwa kwamba how many people will be? How many? What if, and the question they're asking themselves, what if the number of Gen Zs iongeze zaidi, iharibu their plan? Najua hata kuiba kura inaenda kukua ngumu sana in this 2027. It will be so difficult kuiba because this Gen Zs ni watu wako enlightened. And then if you look at the way they are doing their things, unajua wanaenda wengi to the polling station, wakifika pale and then they find out those people, the IEBC, those who are registering them, wako wachache, wawili watatu. The Gen Zs themselves, they sit there wanaambia let hizo vitu tuwasaidie. They register their fellow Gen Zs. They are enlightened, and that is why tunasema kwamba stealing elections in 2027 is gonna be so difficult. There's something Fred Matiang'i said, and I think alikuwa na point. Fred Matiang'i said that he was the cabinet secretary for education, na akachunga mtihani haikuibiwa kabisa during his tenure as the cabinet secretary education, na akaambia Ruto, you will never steal our votes. Fred Matiang'i knows what he's doing. He knows what yeye mwenyewe peke yake haezi zuia kuibiwa kwa mtihani. Kunradhi, he cannot stop the stealing of votes, but he knows that now the Gen Zs are enlightened. These people watakuwa pale polling station. And by the way, there is a story I did recently of a Gen Z mwenye alikuja, who came up with a IEBC, the people's IEBC that will do yani the IEBC, the people's IEBC is a replica of the IEBC ya serikali, so that this one will track whether votes zinaibiwa ama I don't know what you think, but kindly, if you're new here, consider subscribing, liking and sharing our content, where we give you news updates, and also here we talk politics. If you're new here, and also hit the notification bell so that you can be receiving notifications each and every time we bring you a new